Should we panic or should we have patience with the New England Patriots?
I think you should always have patience with the Patriots because they're the Patriots and they've earned it. But if you watch this team is different. Molly spoke about this team not making it to the Super Bowl without a first-round bye. They also don't make it to the Super Bowl without a decent defense. This defense is ranked in the 20s. Usually they're up near the top 10, 11, 12 when this team has an opportunity to make it to the Super Bowl.
Defense ranked 13th overall, 23rd in yards.
23rd in yards. I was talking about yardage. And so when the 13th,
overall points.
Right, points. And so when you look at this defense, that's a lot different from what we're used to seeing from the New England Patriots. My other problem is Tom Brady is making mistakes. In the last 2 weeks, he's had 2 red zone mistakes that he doesn't normally make. And I listen to Max all the time talk about the cliff. I don't think he's falling off a cliff, but he is coming back to earth. He is becoming more human. And another piece of that is that Rob Gronkowski is basically Frankenstein now, right? They're piecing him together so he can get on the field and compete. He's not the guy that gave Tom Brady a #1 receiver, and that's showing in this offense.
Interesting. You set me up to come right back. I'm sorry, you had something?
Well, all I'll say about, I think that's a great stat Molly brought up about first-round buys making the Super Bowl. Understand, the Patriots' success, Brady's the greatest and Belichick's the greatest, and Brady's become overrated as a result of that. But the AFC East has been the weakest collection outside of the Patriots of quarterbacks throughout Brady's career. You cannot imagine how bad it's been. So they essentially have a free pass to a free pass.
Interesting as you say that because their last 2 games of the season against Buffalo and New York, which some would consider bye weeks, so they'll probably be 11-5. Here's the deal. I want to get to what you said because here's what I view with Tom Brady. And the reason why I'm thinking about you is because I'm thinking about Big Ben. Big Ben, for all intent and purposes, is like a gunslinger. He's going to go out there. He's a renegade. He's going to try to make it happen. He's not Brett Favre, but he's Brett Favre-esque in terms of taking chances, throwing the football, doing what he got to do. When I see Tom Brady making these mistakes, I see somebody trying to overcompensate for what New England's lacking, as opposed to just being somebody out there who's a gunslinger.
Okay, I got a question for you, and Molly will know this as well. What has always been like the Patriots fans' reasons for saying Tom Brady's so good? Because it's always, Tom never had a named receiver. Tom never had, the only #1 Tom's ever had.
He didn't win a Super Bowl with a named receiver.
The only #1 Tom ever had was Randy. But what I'm saying is, you're talking about overcompensating. He's always made people around him better. We've always said that Tom Brady.
He makes chicken salad out of what.
He can't do that anymore.
Let me get to that point. Let me get to that point. There's a difference between not having a name and not having guys with the abilities they once had. Even from the days of Troy Brown and others, you had cats who could ball. Now, they weren't all pro caliber or whatever, but they had young, fresh legs. They could go out there and get it, etc. When we looked at Amendola and Edelman and the combination of those two when they were younger, we saw a difference than what we're seeing from an Edelman right now. We look at Rob Gronkowski. We saw the Pittsburgh Steelers hold him without a catch for the last 9 minutes of the game. Not a single catch before 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. He wasn't open, and he couldn't get open. And so what I'm saying is there's a difference between guys that are not necessarily named guys that Bill Belichick utilizes adroitly as opposed to guys who can't get it done. And, Max, I'll give it to you by saying this. This speaks to your point, which is a very positive thing. Right now, the way we're looking at things, because Molly alluded to, during a break, or I don't know if during a break or not, but possibility of Tom Brady wins, walks away, or whatever. If that happens, Mr. Robert Kraft is not going to look, the man I revere, he will not look very good at all because that Garoppolo thing that you keep bringing up will have even more validity if Tom Brady walks away. If Tom Brady walks away.
Also, Gronk is a shell of himself.
Yes, he is.
And Belichick tried to trade Gronk, and you can't.
Well, he was going to retire, Max.
Gronk tried to retire,
that's what he was saying.
I believe him, though.
You can't tell me Brady, going around Belichick straight to Kraft to save his own skin, didn't, or at least to scuttle the secession plan, didn't at least influence the Gronk situation.
But I think Gronk retires rather than go to Detroit.
By the way, here's the good news.
I do believe that.
Here's the good news for Patriots fans.
Gotta go.
Chad Henne, this one and that one, all the other AFC quarterbacks have been terrible in the East. Right now, Sam Darnold's still a baby, and Buffalo does not have a quarterback, and neither does Miami. There are no quarterbacks still in the AFC East except for Sam Darnold, and he won't be a dangerous one for another couple of years.